In this video, let's delve into the fascinating world of EFT tapping. Discover what this technique is all about, how to perform it, and whether it can truly alleviate physical pain and emotional distress. We will also take a closer look at the opinions of medical experts and explore the scientific evidence that supports this increasingly popular alternative therapy. Stay till the end where I'll show you a practical EFT session. Namaste. I am Gargi and you are watching The Aligned Souls, where we talk about mind, body and soul. Let's dive in. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. It is also known as tapping or EFT tapping. It was proposed by Gary Craig. He mentioned that our body has an energy system, and in the ideal state, this energy system is in a fine balance. When we have emotional or physical pain, it's actually an external symptom of underlying imbalance in the energy system of our body. Most often than not, even for typical diseases that we see as physical ailments, deep down inside, it's an external manifestation of long-standing emotional distress of some kind that sprouts up in the form of these diseases. Gary Craig says that by tapping specific points, which are called energy hotspots or meridian points on our body, we can bring back the balance in the energy system and thus treat the pain. The science behind EFT is derived from the Chinese traditional meridian system. The application of this technique is not limited to treatment only. Since it works on the core of our system, continuous usage will not only clear away the unresolved emotional or physical issues, but over time it will bring peace and emotional freedom in one's life. This can have long-term benefits in the form of better performance, productivity, relationships and health. I have been doing EFT for more than an year now. I find it very easy and convenient to do. You can do it anywhere and you just need your fingers. I find it very calming. It helps me sleep better. If I am doing it for any particular issue, then I find a shift in myself after doing the EFT. Either the issue gets resolved or it loses its grip over me and I am not as worried because of it as I was before doing EFT. The basic tapping process is very easy to learn and can be done by anyone. EFT tapping in 5 steps. Step 1. Identify the issue. First, you must identify the issue or fear that you have. This issue will be your focal point while you are tapping. I like to focus on only one problem at a time. If you have more than one issue or fears, you can repeat the whole sequence for each problem. Step 2. Test the initial intensity. Once you have identified the issue, you need to set a benchmark level of intensity. It is the intensity of the emotional or physical pain or discomfort that you are feeling from that issue. The intensity level is rated on a scale from 0 to 10, with 10 being the worst. This step helps to monitor your progress after a complete EFT sequence. Step 3. The setup. Prior to tapping, you need to establish a phrase which explains what you are trying to address. It must focus on 2 main goals: acknowledging the issue, accepting yourself despite the problem. The common setup phrase is, even though I have this issue or fear. So whatever your issue or fear is, you will say that. So the phrase goes, even though I have this issue or fear, I totally and completely love and accept myself. You can alter this phrase so that it fits your particular problem. For example, suppose I have backache, then the phrase will go, even though I have this backache, I totally and completely love and accept myself. Then suppose I am jealous of someone, then the phrase will go, even though I am jealous of so and so, I totally and completely love and accept myself. But it should be about your problems, your emotions and your hurt. It should not be about someone else's problem or their issues. For example, you can't say, suppose your friend is sick, then you can't say, even though my friend is sick, I totally and completely love and accept myself. You have to focus on how the problem makes you feel in order to relieve the distress. So in this case, it's better to address the situation by saying, even though I feel sad that my friend is sick, I totally and completely love and accept myself. Step 4. EFT Tapping Sequence. There are 12 major meridians that mirror each side of the body and correspond to an internal organ. However, EFT focuses on these 9. Karate chop point, which is the small intestine meridian. Top of the head, which is the governing vessel. Then the eyebrows, which is the bladder meridian. Side of the eye, which is the gallbladder meridian. Then under the eye, which is the stomach meridian. Under the nose, which is the governing vessel, and the chin, which is the central vessel. Beginning of the collarbone, which is the kidney meridian, and under the arms, which is the spleen meridian. Begin by tapping the karate chop point while simultaneously reciting your setup phrase 3 times. Then tap each following point a few times, moving down the body as you do so. Starting from the eyebrow, side of the eye, under the nose, chin, the collarbone, and under the arm. After tapping the underarm point, finish the sequence at the top of your head. While tapping the ascending points, you can say all that you feel about the situation. You can continue tapping for as many rounds till you feel there is more that you want to say. It's like emptying yourself while tapping. Since you are tapping on your own, it's a very good way of releasing all your emotions because no one is listening. Just be free and say all that you feel. Once you are done saying all that you want to, then you are just supposed to release all these emotions. You want to be free of them, and that's the reason you are doing this EFT. So in the end, just say, I release all these feelings, thoughts and emotions as they don't serve me anymore. I free myself from these. I don't need them anymore, and so I let them go. I release, I release, I release. The divine is with me and holding my hand as I release all these thoughts, feelings and emotions. I let it all go. Then just take a few deep breaths while exhaling through your mouth. I will take up an issue and show you how to do EFT in the end of this video. Step 5. Test the final intensity. At the end of your sequence, rate your intensity level on a scale from 0 to 10. Compare your results with your initial intensity level. You can repeat the process till you feel comfortable. Handling the emotions. While tapping, it is possible that some difficult and unpleasant feelings and emotions may arise. You may remember some past memories which you had suppressed for a very long time. Since you are doing this tapping on your own, it is very important that you take care of your emotional well-being. If things start coming up that you feel are too difficult to handle on your own, then you should take a break from tapping and relax your body by doing deep breathing. You can continue after some time if you feel comfortable enough. Does it really work? Is there any scientific validation? A lot of research and testing has been done, and it has been found to be effective in relieving anxiety and also in some extreme conditions. While there are some success stories, researchers are still investigating its effectiveness on other disorders and illnesses. Here's more on what Gary Craig himself and some experts have to say on this.
For emotional freedom techniques, and it's an emotional version of acupuncture, except we don't use needles. Instead, we address emotional issues. We're carrying around angers and griefs and guilts and traumas. It shows up physically. If somebody is really angry, their stomach is tight, maybe the veins down out on their neck, their blood pressure goes up. Emotions cause physical things. Well, you keep that body a long period of time, now you're looking at diseases.
You know, in my own case, I got tired of giving medications which would just treat the symptoms and didn't really address what I thought was the underlying problem.
EFT, on the other hand, zeroes right in on it, and I think that's why we get results where nothing else will.
It's possible to clear emotional issues at a deep enough level that physical healing results.
I found was something just very stunning. If we stimulate these meridians, tapping on them with our fingertips, it tends to balance things out, and people that would have an intense emotional issue, it would just fade. Sometimes it would happen in minutes. Once you start taking care of these emotional issues and doing it correctly and really resolving them, physical things start to subside as well.
Immediately, I could control my pain levels.
I cannot think of one case it did not work on a migraine.
My migraine was gone in 10 minutes.
I don't have diabetes anymore. I don't have to check my blood anymore.
I'm not saying by that we cure everything in a minute or two and in a session or two and so on, and some things take a lot longer than others, but we get astonishing results often.
So what we're going to do today is take a finger prick of blood from a few different people. We're going to take a look at it under a dark field microscope and actually look at what their live blood looks like. A person that's healthy, their live blood will look like a clean flowing river. And a sick person, clumping in just a murky swamp. Of those 6 people, 3 had blood picture that looked like there's some health issues that should be addressed. So we had those 3 people go through about 5 minutes of EFT.
This anger.
All this resentment.
We drew their blood again, looked at it, and saw just total different blood pictures. No sign of clumping. I was speechless. When I could finally think again, I thought, I'm going to go home and just take my certificates, my degrees that took me years to get, and just tear them up and just, let's learn about this EFT.
They look at some of the things we do as miracles, and I'm not really a miracle worker at all, or, it's just the body will tend to heal itself if its energies are allowed to flow. The biggest thing that blocks that flow of energy is how emotional issues and past traumas are held in the body.
So we're getting to the core.
EFT is the best thing I found, hands down.
Practical session. Now I will show you the way I do EFT. Suppose my friend is unwell and I am feeling very sad and fearful. I will do EFT for this. So here goes. Even though I am feeling very sad and fearful that my friend is unwell, I totally and completely love and accept myself. Even though I am feeling very sad and fearful that my friend is unwell, I totally and completely love and accept myself. Even though I am feeling very sad and fearful that my friend is unwell, I totally and completely love and accept myself. I have said the setup phrase 3 times and done tapping on my karate chop point while saying the phrase. Now I'll start tapping on the points in the body. I'm very fearful and sad that my friend is sick. I don't know what should I do. I'm unable to do anything. I'm so worried, so worried. It feels like just yesterday she was all right, and suddenly all this happened. I don't know how it happened. What should I do? I'm unable to understand. What should I do? I am so overwhelmed. I am so worried. I don't know what should I do. She's my best friend, and I just want her to heal. I want her to heal very quickly, but I don't know how. I'm so worried. I'm so overwhelmed. But is my worry going to help her? No, absolutely not. In fact, it's going to dampen her spirits even further. I can't be weak at this moment. I have to stand by her. I know she will heal. She has to heal. She is under good medical care, and I know she will bounce back. I release all these fearful thoughts that I have about her being unwell. These are baseless, and these are just my thoughts, and they are not true. I am creating all these thoughts in my head, and they are not true. Since I created all these thoughts, I can release them. I choose to release all these fearful and low energy thoughts now. I can let them go. I release and let go of all my negative feelings, thoughts, and emotions about this situation. I release, I release, I release. Inhale and then exhale from your mouth. I hope this was helpful. You will observe yourself yawning or burping while doing EFT. Tears might also roll down your eyes. These are just signs that energy is being released. Don't worry about it. If you are able to handle it and it's not getting too much for you, then just carry on with your tapping. Even if you don't yawn or burp, it's okay. It is not necessary that at every tapping this will happen. When I started doing EFT, tears would roll down my eyes every time I did tapping. But now my eyes don't tear up anymore. It's only yawning and burping that I experience now. If you find it hard to figure out what to say while tapping, simply tap on the points without saying anything. Just tap and in the end, do deep breathing and exhale through your mouth. I started off like this. I just used to tap without saying anything. I did that for a very long time and found it to be very helpful. So don't get caught up in what to say and what not to say. Just start off with your tapping. Please practice it and share your experiences with me in the comments below. Thanks a lot for watching and do subscribe to the channel for more videos on building a healthy mind, body and soul.